Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another action-packed thrill ride of an episode of Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'm, of course, your narrator supreme, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios in the heart of the Elm City, the birthplace of George W. Bush. Ooh. Oh, boy. Well, everybody's got to be known for something, don't they? Anyway, and with me as always is Mr. Tom Connors.
Well, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yes.
I am Tom Connors, of course. Yes. Thank you for having me, as always.
It's your show. What are you thinking me for?
Well, it's our show.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. Whatever.
I'm being polite.
Yes, you are. And with us, as always, is the lovely, vivacious, ebullient, effervescent, and whatever word of the day toilet paper.
Effervescent?
Just call her ebullient. You what?
Effervescent? Am I like seltzer water?
Yes, you are. Don't you know that?
You rub her on your chest when you're sick and in your nose?
That's Vicks Vapors.
Oh, well, it's got a... Or is that Evanescence? I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, random game.
Just bring me back to life already.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How you doing today?
Wake me up inside.
I've been busy packing. Oh my god. The nightmare.
Yes. Random's going through. She's going through a life change in a good kind, not the kind you need surgery for.
Yeah.
You mean hot flashes and all that shit?
You got to be thinking of Archie Bunker. Edith, if you're gonna change, you got to go through the change now. Let's go. So anyway, we got.
Oh, Archie, I did that 12 years ago.
Oh, Archie, he's such a nice boy.
He's a meathead.
He's a meathead. Ever notice whenever Meathead was nice to Archie, he would call him Michael, and then if not,
or if he wanted something.
Yeah. Hey there, Michael. I remember one time he comes in with the pretzels, the big New York style pretzels. Hey, Arch, look what I got. Geez, thank you there, Michael. And he saw him putting mustard on the pretzel. By the way, mustard on the big soft pretzels rock. So that's really good stuff. So anyway, enough about my pretzel preferences. So, but we got a little bit of news here coming down the pipe. We got all kinds of neat stuff. Happy Monday to everybody. If you're out there, hopefully you're having a good Monday. So Tom, what's the big story here? I mean,
well, we got a couple of stories. Let's kick off real quick. Let's talk about Bohemian Rhapsody and how it made $50 million this weekend, and it's just insane because this is not average for a musical biopic. Up before this, of course, Straight Outta Compton most recently, but even I think like Walk the Line barely even grossed that much altogether. Kind of things.
What about Walk Hard? What did that do?
Not even close to that, probably. But it joins a list of like Coal Miner's Daughter and Straight Outta Compton, of course, La Bamba. Not even the Buddy Holly story made that much. A few other big ones. The Doors, I think, was the only other one in the list.
What about Sweet Dreams? I bet that one made a lot, didn't it?
Buddy Holly story actually was nominated for an Oscar too.
Yeah, but it still didn't make that much. Same thing with Walk the Line. So it's already in an elite group already. So it'll make quite a bit by the time it's said and done. And it's a good movie. It's not great. A few people are basically saying the same thing. It's a really cool Queen music video that keeps getting interrupted by a Bryan Singer movie, basically.
Oh no.
And and it handles pretty much everything. There's things I had some issues with, and I mean, there's really no spoilers I can give anybody. The boat still sinks at the end. That's what I said. You still know how the movie kind of ends. There's nothing you can really do. There's no spoilers to give away outside of. I've heard a lot of people bitch about this and that, and they don't cover this and that. It's like, okay, yes, but this is a Queen movie. If they were doing a specific movie that was only really revolving around Freddie Mercury only, I could understand diving into a lot of that. And I brought up, how the Beatles, they've had how many different movies based upon either true stories or possible true stories, and Backbeat, and the one we were talking about a while ago where they meet in New York,
Nowhere Boy, and two of us. There's really only been a couple. I mean, believe it or not.
Well, there's been a good handful, but yeah, I mean, and I even had another John Lennon one about John Lennon. I can't remember what it was called, but it was from the UK, from the BBC. I think like a movie of the week kind of thing.
There was a made-for-television movie. Yes, a made-for-television movie about John and Yoko, I think it was called.
No, I'm thinking of one when he was younger. This was a lot like Nowhere Boy, but it was specifically about him and his mother. I want to say it was John and Julie or something like that. I can't remember now, but yeah. It was about when his mom died.
Movie. John and Julie movie. Okay. Julia John. Julia John? No, that can't be it.
Well, that's what I said. It's either John and Julia or Julia and John. That's probably it, maybe.
John Julie movie. Well, whatever it is. They got Julie John. They got an actress. She's a British actress. Yeah, Julia John.
I can't remember what it was called, but or maybe it was just called the John Lennon story, actually, at least over here. But I know I had it when I had my video store, and I still have the DVD somewhere. But yeah, so I was like, someday somebody will probably make like a really warts and all around Freddie Mercury kind of movie, maybe about the time in Munich or something like that. There was actually kind of get the shaft, but
there was actually a really good John Lennon movie with Christopher Eccleston as of all people. Yeah, he was actually, and it was on PBS a few times, actually. Yeah, but that was actually pretty good. It was called Lennon Naked. Christopher Eccleston was in it. And basically, it was about him after the Beatles and his father shows up.
Okay, yeah, that's another one. I don't think I've seen that one, but I know of it. I don't think. And then of course there's even the one about what's his face, Mark David Chapman too, with I think Jared Leto in it.
Yeah, there's I'm on IMDb right now, and they give you the top 10, and there's got to be more than 10.
Well, I know there's like a million documentaries, but not like movies.
Well, I figured,
right, and that too. If you want to just kind of see that kind of shit, just watch a documentary too. At the same time.
We're kind of getting off topic here, but like you said, it's great. But I'll just have to say the best documentary, 2-hour documentary you can watch, and if you can find it, is The Complete Beatles. It gives you a really good overview. Yes, well, narrated by Malcolm McDowell.
The anthology.
Yeah, narrated by Malcolm McDowell, which I tried to model my narration for Midnight's Edge on, but unsuccessfully. I'd have to do with a very bad British accent. Yes. So anyway, you were saying about the Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean,
well, yeah, it's better. It's more accurate than the Doors. Oh, I don't know if that's a ringing endorsement in that part, but
what's
Rami Malek surprised me. He surprised me.
You mean there's no naked Indian guy in this?
No, there's no naked guys, period. But the only thing I would say at first is I kind of didn't like how they made it out that him hiding his sexuality was kind of a seedy thing, and it was kind of
back in the 70s. It was.
I know it was, but the movie itself treated it that way until he met Jim, and then at that point, then it's okay. It was like okay, it should have been okay before. Or that it should have been just the people he was involved with, not the activities. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it kind of does.
But other than that, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's inaccurate as far as like how the band met. They wrote "We Will Rock You" in '77, not '80. Because there's like 2 time periods they cover. Yeah. Basically, you get to learn how they wrote Bohemian Rhapsody and then "We Will Rock You" and Another One Bites the Dust. That's kind of really what they cover.
Now, without spoilers, without giving away too many spoilers, if we're going to talk about this, remember how we were talking about where the movie ends at some point?
They must have either listened to what we said or they already had it planned that way because it begins and ends with Live Aid and it actually shows the entire Live Aid performance.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Like that. They should that. Does he do that part?
Yep, the entire whole thing.
Oh, okay,
all right. Beginning to end. I mean, in the very beginning of the movie, it just shows everybody setting up, and then it just kind of goes to a weird flashback, and then it just kind of leads up to that point in the movie.
They're flashing back all like the way the whole path that they got there.
Right, but you don't specifically see anybody necessarily flashing back per se. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see Freddie get ready to go out on stage, and then you just flash back to the 70s. And then they jump from the 70s to the 80s. And it's kind of like, that's kind of how it goes. And they just cram a bunch of events at time periods just to fit them in. And it's probably cheaper, so they didn't have to change wardrobes so much.
Does everybody look convincing as when they're playing?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's always
good God. I was like, I told this to, I think, Random the other day. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Bob Geldof, like the guy they got playing him, I thought it was fucking Bob Geldof at first, just showing video from back at Live Aid. And then all of a sudden it zooms back and it's this other guy playing him. And it's like, holy shit, that sounds and looks just like him. The band, it sounds and looks just like everybody. Yeah. God, there wasn't a ton.
Well,
so I mean, there's one guy you think might be Mick Jagger. That's about it. They don't really get into too much of the other celebrities at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does all the musicianship, does that look convincing?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
You can tell that Live Aid was the first thing they filmed. Because remember, we reported on that, and we were the first to report that it is absolutely lip syncing because it's the exact same audio track from Live Aid.
Oh, okay.
And I heard they filmed, that was the first day of filming. Some of his mannerisms aren't down yet then, but throughout most of the movie, after you get through the first 15, 20 minutes, Rami Malek just becomes Freddie Mercury. It's amazing. I can't believe it.
That's all right. I'm gonna probably have to go see that then at some point. All right. Well, anyways, Bohemian Rhapsody doing well at the box office, and this is probably now. Okay, now the critics. I hate to say this is another case of where the critics and the fans, there's a noticeable rift. I mean,
yes.
But we kind of have to talk about that because there's been quite a few instances of this lately.
Right. Well, and the problem is, and this is a big thing that I've noticed, is that most people are upset because it's not the movie they were expecting it to be or wanting it to be. And like I said, a lot of people, and I wanted, certain things in it too. And for the most part, it gave me what I wanted. And I also had to step aside and say, look, I know this is a movie just like The Doors, just like even Buddy Holly and La Bamba. Not all of it's 100% accurate. What matters is how they handled the shit in the movie, and that's what matters. The actors save this movie because the script is horrible. The way it's set up and the way it's choppy is very shitty. The only reason you give it a pass is because most of the shit actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like by the end of it, you're like, okay, yeah, the performances were great, had some great moments, a lot of good laughs, believe it or not. They don't really dive too much in. They don't really get into later years at all. I mean, before he actually finds out in real life that he has AIDS. So it's kind of like, that doesn't make sense, but
you cut out. When does he find out he has AIDS?
Well, he finds out he has AIDS 2 years after in real life than what he did in the movie, but they kind of squished because they broke up. Well, they never really broke up. They went and did their own things for a while and got back together, went and did their own things for a while. And in this movie, they make it look like Freddie's the reason they broke up, and then they get back together because Freddie basically begs them. And a lot of people have had issues with that, and I get that, but they're trying to kind of squeeze a lot of incidences into one. Does that make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where it's like to seem streamline it a little bit.
Well, they kind of did that with The Doors too, though.
Yeah,
where they like kind of squished a bunch of events together and.
Yeah. There's something, and people will say this. It's not, like I said, it's not, and no biopic or biopic or whatever, how the heck they call it, is going to be 100% accurate, because you still have to make it into a movie that people are going to want to go and pay money to see. That's the thing. You have to take a certain amount of creative license.
Yeah.
With certain events.
And I mean, I don't know exactly.
Because then it would be like 20 hours long if they kind of went through every single event in order.
Right. Well, then you brought up The Doors. Well, at least The Doors, you had 5-6 years of The Doors to really go through because Jim Morrison died at 27 or whatever.
Yeah.
So with the Queen, they had a career from 20 some years.
Oh God, 71.
73 or 74, I think their first album came out. I can't remember if it was, maybe it's 75. But regardless, from that to 91, when Freddie died, and they still had an album after that with Freddie.
Yeah.
So
I'm going slightly mad. Yeah, that one.
Made in Heaven too, and because he had recorded a bunch of stuff where he just did the vocals on temp tracks so they could finish it in studio before he died. And it took him a couple of years then. But anyway, the point is they had a long time to cover, and they don't even cover the last 5 years. Yeah. So they did all right in 2 hours.
Yeah. I could picture like Rami Malek just like saying, taking a bow, putting his hand up in the air. Freddie Mercury passed away of AIDS.
Pretty close.
In 1991. Yeah.
Actually, they all exit the stage, and then it shows a real picture of him. But yeah, 1991, I believe he was 40. 45 or 47.
maybe?
I can something like that. Yeah, he wasn't very old. No.
No. Yeah. So okay. Well, all right. It's good to. Joe K says I used to have the Queen Wembley '86 concert on VCR tape. Yeah, actually, they used to play that on
I got
MTV.
that on DVD. Yeah,
they used to play it on MTV quite a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, that's lucky. That's one of the few bands that I love that they've managed to get 90, if not more than, % of their stuff out on disc, whether it be DVD or Blu-ray. So
yeah,
unlike Pink Floyd and a few of my other favorites.
I have to actually my brother Dave asked me had I ever seen Queen, and I said no, because when I started going to concerts, they had stopped touring. They stopped touring for a long time, and I don't know when their last tour of the U.S. was. Queen last tour of the U.S., but
I want to say it was 86 or 87. It was after Live Aid.
Yeah, but
it wasn't like a tour though, was it? It was just like a one-off in New York.
No. They toured for a couple of years after Live Aid. That's another thing people were complaining about, was Live Aid kind of made it feel like that was the definitive performance by Queen, and then after that, Freddie died. No, they toured for a while. It wasn't until at least 86 or 87 that he couldn't tour anymore.
Yeah, 86, the Magic Tour. Yeah. I started going to concerts maybe a couple years before. And I don't think they played. No, they played Europe, and that was it. Yeah, the tour started on June 7th in Stockholm.
I say, because I at least have the Magic Tour. Yeah,
went to Vienna. Then it ends in Stevenage, or ends at Nebworth Park on August 9th. So, like I said, they weren't touring anymore. They weren't touring anymore after that, and they toured sparsely. They probably didn't want to tour to go to America because of Freddie's health, probably.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing they didn't touch on was they did kind of get. There was a lot of people pissed off at them because they did play South Africa.
Yeah,
and they should know. They don't cover that at all in the movie. So there's some people pissed off about that.
But like you said, the movie that you wanted, that you ideally wanted, or the movie you got. I mean, so right. I mean,
this is a Queen movie for everybody. It's PG-13. It covers all the bases. It doesn't hide anything really, but it doesn't also have dicks flying and cocaine off the heads of midgets. All right. Eventually we may get that movie. Eventually we may get that movie, but for now, that's not what we're gonna get. So.
Yeah, so stop virtue signaling. I don't like how they glossed over LGBT issues. Shut up, okay? Shut up.
You've got to remember that so many people who listen to Queen nowadays are like young kids. They always have, I don't know if you ever watch the React channel, but they always have like kids react to Queen. And it's a lot of young kids, and they have Queen songs and Just Dance, and the target audience of that are like 14 and younger. And yeah, you kind of want to keep this general enough and clean enough so that everybody can go and see it and just see a cool movie about music with kind of touching the bases.
And this is the first Thursday night preview I've seen in a long time, where not only was it had people in it, but this was the second show and it had people in it, and it had a vast different ages groups, like from much older than me to much younger. And you didn't have kids bouncing around. You didn't have kids making noise. They were interested in the movie. They liked the music. I mean, it was, it's a well-paced movie. Yeah. Some of the story shit is real choppy, but yeah, I think most people will enjoy it. But we got some other news to get to, so I don't want to go into too much longer.
Last thing you want is your little kid saying, "Mommy, Daddy, why is that man wrestling with the other man?"
Anthony Altieri, unfortunately, no, they don't cover any of the Flash or Highlander or anything like that. Like I said, they really focus in mostly. They don't even really cover too much of the albums outside of the recording of Bohemian Rock You and Another One Bites the Dust. Because I was even disappointed they didn't have the Under Pressure story in there, because that one's a pretty good one too. But
no reference to
Jackson, nothing like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no references. Oh, crikey, man! This guy in America named Weird Al or something. He's doing a song.
Yeah, that would have been funny too. Yeah, they didn't even do that either.
Oh man, no Weird Al references.
No, unfortunately.
Another one.
That's how he got his start. That was his first song. Yeah, wish they would have. I wish they would have made at least a reference. There are some little references shoved in there, so I might have missed one. Okay, because I didn't notice till about 2/3 of the movie that there was Easter eggs. Like, perfect example, one I can give away that's kind of cool, but not that big of a deal. In the background, in the Munich party, the song Super Freak is playing. Now, and I'm sure Mecca kind of gets the reference here. Super Freak, MC Hammer was sued by Rick James over that at the same time that Queen sued Vanilla Ice for stealing Under Pressure. So there's that kind of, so there's a lot of little Easter eggs that aren't like right in your face like Star Wars, but they're there. So I want to see it again to see if I can find any more.
Oh, did they show them? Did they show them playing Saturday Night Live?
No, they might have in like there was a ton of montages, the touring montages and other things. They might have in there.
Because that was their only US television appearance.
Yeah, and I know that was a big deal for them, but offhand I can't remember if they showed a flash of that or not, because the only real performances they really dwelled on were the first time I think it was on Top of the Pops when they were pissed because they had to lip sync. And then they showed the making of the video of Break Free, and that's about it as far as any kind of like in studio kind of stuff like that. But there is a bunch of shit during the montage that they might have flashed something in there.
Okay. Well, anyway. So anyway,
I'm sure there's a bunch of shit that got deleted. I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Let's see here. Willy Wonka. What the fuck is going on with this shit? Why do we need a prequel? This falls into the category of not only we don't want one, but we already have one.
Yeah.
Because Tim Burton's movie was basically a de facto prequel at the same time as a remake or whatever, readaptation, whatever. Tell us about this, Rob.
Okay, this comes to us from comicbook.com. When the latest entry into the Willy Wonka universe comes out, whenever that may fall, it'll look nothing like any previous Wonka flick, according to Collider. The new movie will be a prequel. Speaking on the press tour for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, producer David Heyman says the latest movie will be an origin of sorts. We are still trying to figure out how to tell that story, what the story is. It's a prequel. It's not a sequel, Heyman revealed. What makes Willy, we find when we find him at the chocolate factory doing the golden ticket, where is he before that? What leads him to that place where he's locked himself away? Do we really need...
No.
We already know this answer.
In the book, there's some flashbacks to. I mean, he even mentions that.
Yeah, I don't remember the book, but I know he either mentions it or because he says the whole thing is he closes down the fucking factory and quits hiring people because they kept stealing his fucking ideas and selling them to other people. And that's when he found the Oompa Loompas, and the Oompa Loompas he brought them over here because they were getting ate by whatever the fucking name of the monsters were.
Vermicious Canids, and
thank you.
Well, no, and they actually have. I think I can't remember which book it is, but one of the books does have a whole chapter dedicated to that. And yeah, you see him like hunting in Africa where he finds the Oompa Loompas, and I just can't remember which one it was. If it was the Great Glass Elevator or the Chocolate Factory, but
yeah. Well, and StarCraft's channel brought up he's angry at his father. That only is in the Tim Burton version.
Yeah,
none of that shit's in the book. That I know. They don't talk about his father, or if they do, they only briefly mention it, if anything. And it has nothing to do with the candy thing, with him being a dentist. That's all Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, he keeps going. It's how does he get here? So we're playing around with that. Heyman then went on to say he hopes to get this new iteration made with Paul King, Paddington franchise, directing, although King is about to enter production on Disney's Pinocchio. Collider reported earlier this summer that Warner Brothers had narrowed down the short list of actors being considered for the movie's lead role to 3 household names: Donald Glover, Ryan Gosling.
That's not horrible.
Donald Glover? Yeah.
You sure they don't mean Crispin Glover? Because Donald Glover's like really fucking old.
No, Donald Glover. No, it's Danny Glover. Donald Glover. Troy.
Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Young
Lando.
You're right.
Young Lando.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Danny
Glover. You're right.
Jonathan Kasdan made him into Blando. I mean, so. When the movie was originally announced, Heyman did tease that it could be an origin film. Heyman also revealed that they were working with Simon Rich, Man-Seeking Woman. And if you saw the porn version, Man-Seeking Woman and Woman. So, Man-Seeking.
They didn't really try on that one, did they?
No. It's Man-Seeking Woman. That's on FX. That's on FX. It's actually not... is that a... No, I'm thinking You're the Worst. You're the Worst is not a bad show.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Well, anyways, it keeps going on. It's not a remake. They've done 2 films, quite different, but it's possibly an origin story. We're just in the early stages of it, working with a writer called Simon Rich, which is wonderful. Heyman reflected, it's challenging because you don't have doll. You don't have a doll book, and yet you have a doll character. Okay, blah, blah, blah.
A book that nobody's touched.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like they're going to go for 2020. Nobody cares. Okay. How long before we hear, who would make a great Willy Wonka? Idris Elba. Where do I vote?
You know who would make a great Willy Wonka? Mike Myers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We don't need it.
We don't need it. Not necessary. It's just going to be another movie that tanks and they're going to say, well, we don't know what happened. All of our internal polls and statistics and analytics and tracking said this was going to be a hit. It's getting tedious, man. I mean, really, they wonder why
polls that said Hillary was going to win too. Or...
538.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go political there, but still.
That's fine. There's an election for those listening outside the U.S. The election.
Yeah, I was thinking I got to vote tomorrow.
Get your ass out and vote anyway. So anyway, that's how much we're gonna say.
We don't need one. Not only that, we don't need a prequel of all fucking things. Like Lokta said, how many prequel movies and TV series worked? How many franchises are destroyed by this? I wonder whether the studios realize this. Yes, for every 1 or 2 that works, what, a dozen that don't? More? I mean, for every Bates Motel, you get how many other fucking flops that don't ever work?
Quite a few. But this whole thing, Black Phoenix 77. No one wants this. No one. You're right. Nobody wants this. But again, we are in the age now where there's all these young writers that coming up. These are fictional characters. You could do whatever you want with them. No, you can't. It's not a video game Avatar, asshole.
It's pretty sad when the fan films and shit have more respect than the franchise owners.
Yeah, because they're made by fans. They're made by people who actually love the material. They're not made by hacks trying to wring every last dollar out of it, everything.
Disney, you hear that, Disney?
Why don't we do this right? We don't need another Willy Wonka movie. Just do like a Broadway revival of the movie, but just do it as a live Broadway show.
Yeah. Well, then they'd make a movie of that.
Well, you don't need one, but
and you'll see. You're in a world of pure imagination. Oh, boy. A guy last week, actually, this short guy that I listened to, if he's out there listening, I told him about Midnight's Edge, and he actually turns out his buddy is actually a fan, but he was actually dressed as an Oompa Loompa for Halloween, and he won the best costume prize, and it was freaking awesome. But it was that shows you how much love people have for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, though. Tim on Flip.
I'm all for this. Go ahead.
No. Yes,
I'm all for this.
What if we have Peter Dinklage as Willy Wonka and all the Oompa Loompas were have Jack? Yes,
and more. Yes,
that's the only way this could work.
Now we can talk about it.
Yeah, there's an R in front of the $10. Where is that from?
Russia?
No, that's
rubles or whatever.
I'm sorry, Tim. Let us know where that's from, because I can't place it.
But Rob and I have this theory that if they quit making regular remakes and they just remade every movie with little people exactly the way they were originally, just with little people, and we'd be all on board for it.
Oh yeah.
And then we said, of course, in instances where you had little people already, They'd be regular sized people. So he gets it. He's on board. He gets it.
Okay.
If you want to get our interest, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask: is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and Chocolate, is that public domain?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that's the only reason I could think of that. Oh, Brazil reals. Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not up on my currencies. Because I was about to say the only reason why I could think of is that this is public domain. Or that they have to rush because they're going to lose the rights into the public domain.
I'm pretty sure WB's got them lock, stock, and barrel. Because the Nestle company or whatever it is that does the Wonka candy, they just bought the rights to the character, I believe, after the fact. Because it used to be owned by Quaker. And then the original company actually flopped. There never really was a Wonka company.
No,
they did a bar for the movie. Yeah, and it flopped, but the movie flopped as well, I think, or at least it lived on, but I don't think it did that well in theaters either at the time. Then the Wonka name didn't come back again until I think it was either late 70s or early 80s, and that's when they started doing like sweet tarts, and I think it's Nestle. But I think they just like either bought the rights just to use the character and name, but Warner Brothers, I think, owns all the rights.
Oh, yeah. Techman Blade is saying Dahl didn't like the original movie, so he didn't grant the rights to the second book. I have actually
That explains why we haven't seen a sequel. Okay.
Yeah, I have heard that he hated the original movie.
Charlie, the sequel is Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. If you're going to do anything, just do a sequel. The sequel's there. I don't know. I mean, I know Dahl didn't like the original movie, and I know even Blue Cat and a few other people probably in the chats don't like it. But for certain generations, like mine and randoms especially, it's like our Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it came out at a time, it was one of those movies that, especially when we were in school, they would show us all the time. It was on every year on TV, and it was just one of those movies that, I mean, I'm sure without the nostalgia glasses on, it probably isn't that great. I still fast forward through Cheer Up Charlie. So,
yeah, I hate that one. Next,
and I even have the soundtrack, but still.
Yeah. I get, but the whole thing, each one of the kids represents the 7 deadly sins. I mean, that's the thing. Greed, avarice, gluttony, sloth, and finally Charlie repents and.
Well, I just think the first movie, the original movie or whatever, even though it does take some liberties from the book, it's one of those movies that, like you said, encapsulates so many levels.
Yeah.
That it's not just a kid's movie.
No.
There's so much more to it.
Pierce Loogie, I thought the sequel was Snowpiercer. I saw that guy do the theory that Snowpiercer is the sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it hinges on the same 4 words that every other fan theory hinges on. And that is, well, it's not impossible. I mean, he goes through so many leaps and he creates his own fan fiction to make it work. And that's just it. It's not, these aren't fan theories, they're fan fiction. That's the thing. So I would have to say no. Oh, well, after the ride in the glass elevator, Charlie changes his name to Wilfred. I'm like, that's nowhere in the movie. That's nowhere in the books. Is it? It's not. I haven't read the books and God knows how long. That's nowhere in the books, right? Charlie changes his name to Wilfred.
It's been years since I've read any part, and I don't even know if I've read the whole first book. I think I might have just read one of those.
So yeah,
compressed versions in elementary school.
Yeah, I deliberately
read both to us when I was a kid.
Yeah, I deliberately go on. Yeah, I deliberately go on all these film theory channels and say all fan theories are wrong.
Oh God, I hate that when they try and say, "Oh, this movie's a secret sequel or meant to be a secret grown-up." Oh, I hate that shit. It's like, just let a movie be.
Yeah,
let a movie be. And I've said the only fan theory I ever hope would be true, and that would be if they did a Mary Poppins sequel, and I almost wonder if they're going to use that idea. And that was where, or a prequel, I mean, and that was where Bert was one of the first kids that Mary couldn't save his family. So that's why she's always kind of hung around him and taken care of him outside of that.
Mm-hmm. Someone said there's only one fan theory I remember anyone ever saying that was true and actually being confirmed by a director of the studio was that the vendor, the shopkeeper in the beginning of Aladdin, is actually the genie, the genie telling the story. And that,
but everybody knew that. Yeah,
everybody knows that. I mean, it's like, it falls into the no shit.
You can tell it's Robin Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to finish up what I was saying, though, but the only reason my theory or that theory that I've heard and I like about Mary Poppins holds water is because the old man that runs the bank is also played by Dick Van Dyke. So people have theorized that that's his dad. Get what I'm saying? So anyway, go ahead.
Well, like I said, so
Otherwise, normally I fucking hate him. Yeah.
Well, now ever since Inception, it's been people wanted to prove they're smarter than everybody else. Oh, look, I pieced this puzzle together. Actually, the only other film theory, that Film Theorist channel, it wasn't a film theory, but he actually did the math. And he calculated how many calories would be in the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I think I've seen that. Yeah,
that is awesome.
Those I like those kind of things. I don't mind. That's different. That's not a fan theory. That's actual math.
That's actually taking the
do that. You can figure that
taking the science down, actually running the numbers. I'm like, there would be like 30 million calories in the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I like those, and I also like the kill counts or the injuries, so like tell you exactly what they probably broke and if they would survive and their leg ratio to survive and shit like that. Yeah, I love those.
Collapsed lung, burned respiratory system, broken
femur, broken ribs.
John McClane is dead. That's actually cool. But like you said, how many calories the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? He actually broke the streets in Midtown Manhattan are 100 feet wide, and he occupies precisely half the street. So he's 50 feet wide by 100 feet tall, and he actually does the math. I'm like, which is actually
solid marshmallow.
Solid marshmallow. Exactly. Yeah, he actually calculates that this would be his approximate weight. Because and like it's actually pretty good. So anyway, yeah.
I wonder if he collapsed in on himself though while he's walking because he weighs so much.
He would, theoretically, yes, probably.
He would need some kind of skeleton.
Yeah, but he's a ghost.
It doesn't matter. It's another thing. Everything
would he technically be a poltergeist because he can affect the outside world, but he still is an entity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But it all falls under the
wait a minute though,
suspension
he kind of be like a god, or what is it? What's the special name for creatures that are created by gods?
He's the destroyer, demigod.
Well, yeah, he's the demigod. There you go, something like that. Yeah. So in that category somewhere. So the marshmallow factor only factors in the calorie wise. He wouldn't implode on himself without a skeleton. But yeah, you're right. They should have had like a big skeleton fall down too or something. That I think would probably be just too much, probably.
Yeah. Demon's Reflection. Scientific theories are greater than narrative film theory fiction. Yeah. Yeah. But hold on, I gotta somebody's calling me Stretch. So
no problem. Well, Rob, we got a Star Wars story coming up here, but in between there, he should have hit mute on us. I might be able to mute him, but I don't know. Anyway, who cares? We'll let him embarrass himself in this instance. So random. Anything new happened for you? You didn't get to go see Bohemian Rhapsody, but you did get to go see Ghost, you said?
Yeah, Ghost and Ween. So that's talk about a complete 180 of sort of different styles of bands. But that's me anyway. My musical taste is all over the place. Ghost on Thursday, Ween on Friday. Yeah.
Sounds like a diet of some kind.
Kind of. A little bit.
You got a speech impediment. And you can't say toast, so you say ghost. And Lord knows what Ween is.
Oh, they're one of those bands, kind of like the Great.
No, I know. As far as the food,
Oh, yeah. No. I would say use your imagination.
I guess.
Maybe. Diggity part. No. Yeah, there's, it's nice. That's one of those bands. Well, Ghost is one of those bands that like. Are very heavy and kind of oddly popular for me to like, because normally I like bands that are like so obscure and nobody knows who they are. So it's odd for me to like something that people like.
It's Stephanie Littlepage says, "Greetings, guys. Bob and I actually found a McDonald's that doesn't mind us being here."
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you would be with Stephanie. That's Captain
April's
April's. Yeah, I was gonna say wife. Yes.
Oh,
And you guys are sitting at McDonald's using the internet. I'm imagining listening to us out loud. So is there children about? So if we say something really nasty, we'd probably get some bad looks.
All right. My brother had to call me. He had to tell me that Mike Breen on the New York Knicks game, he made an Odd Couple reference. So that's
so it was another My Brother's Dave moment. Good. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So anyway, I'm back. So what did I miss?
Not much. We're just talking about.
Telling you can't call me here, Dave. I'm working. Yeah, but they're pitching right now. You got to see this.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
There's boobs on channel 12. 5 boobs, 5 times.
All right,
Okay, we were talking about how Captain April and his wife are sitting at McDonald's. So
hey,
we're like, no kids are present. Ah, damn! I was gonna make some really.
Hey, Captain April. Hey, Stephanie Littlepage. How's it going, everybody? If you haven't subscribed to Captain April's channel, subscribe.
Yes,
Recently wants to fight me in chat.
These days.
Do you remember Yahoo Messenger used to have those fighting games?
No.
No, you remember that?
No.
I remember there was some games. I used to play chess and shit, but.
Well, anyway, let's carry on. Carry on my wayward son. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Tyler. That's what I actually meant. The one from the reference from Office Space. Hey, man, breast exams on channel 3.
Hey, man, check it out. Hey,
you want to come over? No, man, I don't need you fucking up my life too, man.
No, man.
Should we worry that he hurt us? Oh, no, he's cool.
Anyone ever say to you, everyone say to you, you got a case on Mondays? No, man. Oh. You get your ass kicked for saying something like that.
I'm pretty sure you get your ass kicked for saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Diedrich Bader rocks. And yes, you had brought it up before, but he is basically Boomhauer.
Yeah, he's Boomhauer. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. That dang old man. Tell you what, man. Okay. There's actually a couple apartment buildings around here with the doors back to back like that. With the doors to one place. They're back to back. Yeah. So anyway.
Hey man, you want to come over and watch some TV?
Nah, man.
Fight over if Mallrats was a good movie. It was a good movie. I loved it. What about Mecca? I'm thinking you'd like it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't my favorite of the Kevin Smith ones, but.
Rob, you ever see Mallrats?
Oh God, I don't think I have.
Sad shame. Funny ass movie, man. Commentary is equally funny.
Yeah, a lot of those
Ben Affleck through the whole fucking thing. To the point where you get to the point where you wonder if he's actually joking or really true. And he's like, "What the fuck did I ever do to you guys? You got to keep picking on me and shit, man." It's like, yeah. And they're just picking on him because I think he was making Armageddon. I think at the time they recorded that, so they're like, "Oh yeah, he's over making the big Disney bucks," and they kept picking on him and shit.
Yeah.
Or Reindeer Games or something like that. They kept picking on him about. I can't remember which.
I keep saying about my brother Dave. I was bringing up that Jay and Silent Bob. See this? This is the pulse of pop culture, pointing to my wrist, and this is your finger way off the pulse. So okay,
I love that movie. I love it. I can't wait till the new one. I guess they started filming.
Which new one?
The Jay and Silent Bob sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Clerks 3 ain't gonna happen until Anderson comes around.
Yeah.
Or not Brian Anderson.
O'Halloran.
Yeah, I'm getting the two mixed up now, the name wise, but I was right the first time.
We're glad though that Kevin Smith has got he's
lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even look like himself anymore.
Oh my god! But let me tell you,
to do that.
Yeah, that just shows you got to take care of yourself. He smoked a lot of pot, and then the paramedics said that's what. Oh yeah, the paramedics said that's what saved his life because he was so calm. Yeah. So anyway, speaking of
But yeah, he
Smith.
doesn't drink soda anymore. He doesn't eat anything or intake anything with sugar. I think he's complete vegetarian now too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go to that extreme.
No. But he had to lose the weight though, because he was so heavy for so many years.
Read by Nature. What I heard about Mallrats 2, I think we covered this a while ago. It was a go at Stars as a TV series, and I guess they didn't pick it up, I think is what happened. If I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go look into it again, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Mallrats. And it was because, and at first it was at Universal, and I know they were shopping it around, so it's still a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think Universal let him have the rights so he could, if I remember right, or at least pay him something for him or whatever. But that was the original plan. It was going to be a mini series on Stars, and it didn't happen. So as of right now, that's what I know about it.
Yeah. Snoochie Boochies. So
Lunchbox here watched Empire and Jedi. He's been trying to do the Jedi mind trick ever since.
All right.
Kitty. That's from Mallrats.
Yeah.
Holy
God,
shit,
that was such a good
Jedi
movie.
mind trick and shit.
Lesson here. J 3.0 lesson kids. J 3.0 lesson kids always smoke pot. Well, I'm not necessarily against it. I don't smoke pot, but I'm not necessarily against it. Okay. So anyway, speaking of Smiths,
It's not for everyone.
Kevin Smith, moving on to Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, huh? What about Matt Smith?
The doctor, the 11th Doctor, as it were. It looks like he's going to be in the next Star Wars movie called Star Wars Episode 9, Kathleen Kennedy's Apology.
I don't think she's going to be apologizing. I think it'll be Kathleen Kennedy doubles down.
JJ.
Yes, Kathy.
Make sure you get Matt Smith in a good role here, JJ. Whoa!
Who?
Well, the Doctor Who fellow, Doctor Who was the Matt Smith, the Doctor Who fellow.
I'm asking you who.
Oh, Doctor Who.
Who cares if he's a doctor? I need to know who he is.
He's Doctor Who. That's who he is.
What's a Doctor Who? Is that like a Dr. Pepper? Or...
You know, the guy on First.
I don't watch sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's we all know that, judging from your movies, JJ.
Well, that's why I bring a unique perspective and lens flare to everything. Mystery box.
Mystery box, yes, JJ. I've got a mystery box. My husband Frank.
I know, and it has teeth.
Yes,
he made me deal with.
It's my own little shop of horrors.
Audrey too.
Could you imagine like Kathleen Kennedy trying to get Rian Johnson on the casting couch? Ryan, if you want this trilogy, there's certain things you're going to have to do.
What's that, Miss Kennedy?
Oh, you know what that is. I have womanly desires. You know that, Ryan.
I'm gay.
Oh, I can cure that. Haven't you heard?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm gay.
Oh,
I just don't want to tell anybody. But yeah, I'm not totally gay. Only suck dick. That's it.
Oh, well, I've got a special tool for that, Ryan.
All right, Miss Kennedy.
Bend over, Ryan. I'm driving.
Better get a trilogy out of this.
Say, Ryan, it's time for your prostate exam.
He's not a probe.
And that's how he got his trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I did not let Kathleen Kennedy anal probe me.
But seriously, wouldn't you let Kathleen Kennedy anal probe you for a trilogy?
You know what? I'd probably think about it at this point. Depends on how big a paycheck are we talking about.
Yeah.
Remember the kids in the hall?
Can't fuck it up any more than it already is, folks.
Remember kids in the hall when they were the aliens? You guys, what do we learn doing these probes of these humans? Only that 1 out of every 10 really enjoys it.
I love that show.
Oh yeah.
So why do we need a young Palpatine? I mean, was he ever fucking young?
He had to be at some point.
Unless they're going to do some weird ass flashbacks to way back when, or they're really going to turn around and make Snoke Darth Plagueis, and he's going to tell the story of how Palpatine killed him, so that he thought.
Okay. Well, I'm going to class up this show a little bit. We're going to take this story from Esquire. Okay. In mid-October, rumors started to circulate that Emperor Palpatine will return in Star Wars Episode X. Yes, Episode X, IX. While these rumors were largely unsubstantiated, a leak to Express hinted that Emperor Palpatine would somehow appear in some sort of projection to Kylo Ren. What this rumor doesn't say exactly is if this is the same Palpatine we'll remember from the original sequel and prequel Star Wars trilogies. Though Ian McDiarmid is eager to reprise his role as Palpatine, a new Star Wars rumor suggests we might see a younger version of the Sith Lord in the upcoming film.
Why?
We're about to find out why. The Weekly Planet podcast introduced a theory from an anonymous source that Matt Smith, who is appearing. See, not only do we have people concocting, now we're reporting on film theories now. Well, anyway, it says that anonymous source that Matt Smith, who's appearing in the upcoming film, might be playing a young Palpatine in Star Wars Episode X. Now, the article goes on. Now, this tracks with the previous theory. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm done. I don't. You know what? Like I keep saying, we're not talking about the films anymore.
Well,
we're talking about film theories now.
You should have probably proofread this before we went live with it. But hey, that's all right. It was last minute. You didn't have a chance. That's understandable. In this, I'll give you excuse there.
It's been a slow news day, people.
Fire as we were getting ready.
Nobody cares. Just like, all right, nobody cares.
Well, that's the thing. That's all they really have right now with all the Star Wars stuff. Because the only other things that they have are like articles of like I think Noelle Stevenson weighing in that Boba Fett is a lesbian and all this shit. Like what? And some other there was another article like
Boba Fett is totally a lesbian. He's totally.
So you know who Noelle Stevenson is, right?
Yes, from freaking
Hera. From Hera.
Hera,
right?
Yeah. Hera.
So we have that article floating around with Star Wars. We have all these articles saying that they're improving like the whole episode practically. They're taking drastic course changes because they screwed up so bad.
Mystery. Yeah, I Hernandez just came on. Tell me this is BS. I hope it is, but it's too late. It's too fucking late. Okay,
it's too late, baby. Oh, it's too late.
It's late, but not too late.
Good Queen pull there.
You say you love me, but I hardly know your name. But if I say I love you in the candlelight, okay, you're wondering why I don't sing very well. There's no one but myself to blame. I love that song. I love that fucking song.
Good song.
The best one. It's best song on that album. You kidding me?
I don't know about the best song on that album.
Well,
that's a pretty heavy album there.
That is. That's a lot of heavy hitters on that album.
Yes, it is. I think that's one that Bob Geldof wrote with Freddie, though.
Yeah, but it's got a great, it's very simple guitar. And I was disappointed. The first reissue of that CD cut off quite a bit of the guitar intro to that song. You know, which is just an A chord.
I had heard that, but I think the remasters have fixed it.
They fixed it
because I actually have like 3 different versions of that album.
Yeah, I don't know who borrowed that album. Not borrowed. They took it from me, but who took that album from my collection? But I remember going when Circuit City was still around. I picked up the copy of that and used the roll. I said, "Wait a minute!" Yeah. I stopped in the place and I stared at it, and it said, "You know, I'm never gonna see another album like this in my lifetime. That is just such a monster. It's just everybody owns it, everybody knows it, everybody, and you could everybody has a favorite track. Everybody, you can listen to it inside and out.
Well, We Will Rock You is an anthem. And don't get me wrong, but to me, Bohemian Rhapsody is the best song ever written, period. Period. There's not a better song out there. But the movie still should have been called We Will Rock You. Why? Because that is such a universal song. Mm-hmm. It says everything you need to know about the band, especially if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it's just a more fitting title. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's off that album. We Are the Champions. Spread Your Wings is on that album. It's Late. God, it's just the whole album from beginning. I used to listen to that tape. I used to have the tape. I've had 2 different versions of the CDs plus the one in the box set. And
funny story about We Will Rock You. I remember when I went to London, I took one of the Beatles walking tours. And there's a guy named Richard, he organizes the tours. If you get a chance to go to London, take it. It's actually about 90 minutes to an hour, 2 hours maybe. Actually, very good. It's very interesting. And it started outside the theater where the stage show, the play We Will Rock You was playing. This big statue of Freddie Mercury on top of like the marquee. And I was like, wow, Freddie looks even gayer up there than he did in real life. So, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they showed the preview for the Elton John movie ahead of that. And I'm just sitting here thinking, after seeing Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm like, yeah, they're going to totally shy away from any of the gay Elton John stuff, I bet. Or at least
what are they going to show us feud with Sam Kinison?
Oh, God.
You know why? Yeah, you know why Elton John's hair turned white, don't you? Yeah, he found out how AIDS was spread. He looked in the mirror. He said, "Oh, I'm a dead man." Oh God, that was great.
You cannot do that now. You'll probably get in trouble just for saying that. No. At least most people know who's saying.
But anyway, let's. I thought we were talking about Star Wars, Tom.
I don't want to talk about fucking Star Wars.
I don't want to talk about Star Wars either. Fuck Star Wars.
I'm so sick of fucking Star Wars.
I never thought I'd say this ever in my life. Fuck Star Wars at this point.
Exactly.
I mean, I know we get a badge of like, or whatever for always constantly ripping on Star Wars, but it's not our fault anymore. It's like, man, we're just sick of it. It's a fucking abusive relationship, and we are totally done with it. Okay, get over it.
At some point, you just gotta cut it out. You just gotta say no more. I'm done. You gotta walk away from it. And like I said, I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark this weekend, and to me, it's just like I just kept thinking to myself, how are they gonna fuck this up? How are they gonna?
Well, Crystal Skull is round 1.
Yeah.
Well, DJ Ray says fuck Star Trek too. Yeah, to a point, but Star Trek is still salvageable.
I don't know.
We're on the cusp of it.
I don't know.
And we dropped a video recently on Midnight's Edge, the main channel. Actually, a set of videos that have to do with Star Trek that kind of bring everything up to date and to where this recent development with JJ adds a lot of weight to that in the sense that I have a feeling that we might get things a little bit more back to normal sooner than later. We got 2 years before they can talk about coming together again, but if they're getting Spock and other things, that means they're talking to CBS is talking to Paramount and they're working on shit, because we know for a fact that no matter what these fucking Facebook groups say that we kind of brought up before, I think a little bit before the show, we were talking about Doomcock's video. We've seen the shit too, guys. It exists. We know the reason why a lot of that I think is happening is because we're getting so close to this, and a lot of the stuff we're saying is real, because even Shatner himself said they can't use Kirk unless they go to Paramount. Why would they have to go to Paramount to get Kirk?
Yeah.
That makes no sense unless he is underneath the Bad Robot license and they have to talk to them to get him. That's the only reason that makes sense.
Here's the thing. Everybody complains to me. They're like, oh, why do you quote Midnight's Edge stuff? They don't list their sources. I'm like, well, yes, they do list their sources. You just have to go back a few videos on, and there's like 99%.
We generally do anyway.
Yeah.
And if we're not, we do say a source says or a rumor says, but then we'll back it up with something.
Exactly. And people take like that one little thing, like if you say, oh yeah, here's a rumor, or you have the source in another video, they take that as, oh well, they never list their sources and it's all rumors.
Well, even a lot of times people, I don't want if like say a newspaper reporter, they have a source inside the White House, obviously they can't say who.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 9 times out of 10, I edit the videos, folks, and I know this for a fact. Andre will put the links right in the fucking reading so I can click on them and screenshot them for the videos. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll go have more that support what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So they can't say we don't cite our sources because we do visually and audibly, because Rob can tell you himself. He said, Variety says, or according to Deadline.com. He says it all the time. So you can't say we don't.
I know. And that's just one of those things that a lot of the more sort of like the shill sort of like people come in my comment section and they're like, oh, Midnight Edge doesn't quote their sources sometimes. I'm like, dude, you only subscribe to like Dr. Phil shit on, you're clearly employed by CBS. What the hell are you talking about? I go and like, I click a lot of these because they all sound like form letter sort of comments too.
Right.
And they're just worded just a little different here and there. But I'll click on them, and they don't even subscribe to any sort of channel in the entertainment community. They subscribe to freaking Dr. Phil and Sports Ball and all kinds of stuff that nobody.
Here's somebody I'm not going to tell you the sources on, but I've heard from multiple sources about this, that's what the paid trolls are meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying I can confirm it's from multiple sources. And I will say one of them, because they're out there dealing with shit right now. And that's all I'm going to say. So, I think they're pretty reliable fucking sources on this. They are out there in full force trying to shut us down. They can't do it with the legal ways because guess what, folks? We're not reporting anything that's not already out there for the most part. So they can't come after us for slander, or they would. Get it? It's been how long now since I'll be honest. I asked Andre this, not even 2-3 months ago, because you guys started reporting on STD before I became part of the crew. And in the past, that would have been, that didn't come to fruition outside of the whole thing with the con series, which we've been trying to get some answers to. And I actually had some direct people that I was talking to, but that kind of didn't pan out so far yet, but we're working on it still. But we wanted to get some answers on that. And we did. And what happened to that is even, it might come back. We don't know. Everything we reported though was true. It got put to the side. And Nick Myers, I think, was the one who said that it got canceled for now. So he admitted that it was what it was going to be was a con series. So we were right about that. I said, so outside of that, what else was there? He was like, there was 2 things that we reported on that didn't come to fruition. And one, I know for a fact they changed after we reported about it. And that was when they did all the reshoots. He said, and that was the whole, we misreported the time altering event. Instead of it having to do with Sarek, it had more to do with flipping to the mirror universe. But we also called the mirror universe too. Yeah. But they said that they changed that though. Because that whole thing with the whole Jedi thing, I think, was supposed to be the time-altering event, and they just worked around it in a different way. Because that's also supported by what Robert Meyer Burnett has said, that Brian Fuller's script did not have the tardigrade bullshit in it. And he backed him up on that one. So that kind of confirms that, yeah, there was a whole nother storyline before the tardigrade shit came in. So anyway, we've been talking about this way too long and stuff like that, but yeah.
But I mean, they'll still, at the end of the day, call you guys, falsely reporting, and it just, to me, it sounds like they're trying to hide a little too much. If they're banning people from like the Facebook group from mentioning or banning any mention of the channel, it's like, yeah.
Well, not only that, the funniest part is when they start out their thing with, we do not want to, we're not against free speech or argument or however they want to put it. It's like, yes, you are if you're taking away somebody's right to, argue a point, it's bullshit.
It's all the media's fault. If only Midnight Edge would cover Star Trek fairly, okay? You don't write the news correctly, okay, Midnight Edge? You're fake news, all right? So if you see, I got the hands waving like he does. So yes, so Timon Flip, yes, Star Wars Episode 9, the final shovel of dirt. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but see, to get us back where I started at the beginning, Star Trek at least is somewhat salvageable because we only got one really bad series and a couple movies that can be easily ignored. Very easily ignored and retconned. Star Wars, on the other hand, is fucked.
Yeah. Star Trek,
the moment they killed Luke, the moment, all that shit happened, it's done.
Star Trek, you can go back and you can whatever they've done, you can fix it. I think you can
or just ignore it.
Yeah, ignore it. Yeah, fix it by ignoring it. Yeah, addition by subtraction.
Well, if you look at anything in the Kelvin universe, that you could just ignore because they were still in the prime timeline. As long as you're still in the same TOS next gen Voyager timeline or whatever, you can ignore all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't spoilers. Enterprise kind of a retcon anyway, because at the end it's a fucking simulation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
that should be
I stand with Midnight's Edge. Maybe that should be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
there we go. Well, I know we're trying to work on some stuff like that, so. But we have certain people in our leadership who don't think that not as necessarily everybody be interested in it, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm not going to name names.
Well, I mean, you don't even have to like put any money out. You know, you can get like a Zazzle store or a Teespring.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking into. We wanted to kind of do it ourselves, but it looks like that's the best course of action. Probably. I don't like how expensive they are and how little we see, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Let me see if I can. There's actually a video here I ran across. The one I told you about, Star Trek Discovery. Is Discovery really Star Trek or something else? And it's by a guy named Ketwalski. I don't know if anyone out there has seen this, but I'm gonna link it in the chat. Get a chance to watch it when we're done. But he goes over why Discovery doesn't feel like Star Trek, and
besides some of the shit we've already said.
Yeah, and I brought it up. I brought it up a couple nights ago, and I said one of the things. What is Mikey Spock's job other than she's the bestest ever? You know,
well, she's the main character. That's her job.
Yeah, she's there.
She can't pass the RLM test or the non-RLM test.
Yeah, she's just there to tell everybody about. Oh, you need. This is what you need to be a better person, and I'm going to show you how to be a better person. And then you're going to thank me for pointing this out to you. Like I said, she's there to be the smart, and she doesn't. Like I said, she doesn't do anything. She like Kush. Yes, she has no job. She doesn't. She's a specialist at what? At fucking
getting people
killed. I've never even seen her operate a transporter.
Outside of the one bitch who's going to go clip the tardigrade's nails, she's gotten how many fucking people killed?
Yeah, lots of them.
Oh, and what's his face's boyfriend?
Oh, that's a great idea. That's actually a great idea for a video I have. A video I should do.
How many people got killed?
Michael Burnham is the most devastating,
deadliest than Khan.
He's the most deadliest serial killer in Starfleet history.
Seriously, if you stop thinking about it, she's probably killed more people than Khan has.
I think
How many ships got destroyed in the first episode?
That first episode, there was at least I would say thousands of people got killed. At least because there's how many hundreds of thousands of people, or at least thousands on a starship. So,
well, it's definitely like 7,000 or 8,000 in the second episode.
Yeah.
Or no, the third
episode
now, is when she was going on in the little prison pod.
And she got the admiral killed too. The US, their flagship, the USS Europa, destroyed.
Yeah, the Europa got destroyed.
With everybody, and like I said, everybody's just like, no problem. Screw it.
I think in my review, I'm like, hey, remember the Europa? Oh, it doesn't matter. We'll never see it again anyway.
She's a specialist on population control. But it's like I said, she doesn't have a job. She doesn't.
You know
have
how they're going to fix this in the second? How? They're going to have a throwaway line in the first episode saying, "Oh, it was a good thing we realized Lorca was the one behind everything. Now you can at least be full on whatever, blah, blah, blah. And this is your job and your whatever." She's going to be first officer.
No, she's going to be captain because they said, oh, she's our captain.
Pike is first though, because Pike does assume captain. That's in the preview.
Yeah. Well, okay. So according to their Comic-Con panel, there's some articles I've read where they quote, "Oh, well, Soneqa's our captain. She's our captain. So we have to listen to what she says." And
well, yeah, eventually, sure. But
they let it slip.
Yeah, they did.
But Pike is, if at least for the first episode, until he goes back to Enterprise. So,
well, I think he's going to take command, though. I think
that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. And then she will get it eventually for some reason. And like I said, you're going to have some throwaway fucking line where somebody said, "Oh, it's a good thing we realized Lorca had this big plan, and it wasn't your fault that all this shit happened." It's like, yes, it is. And you're gonna see it. I guarantee you they're gonna try and play it off like it's nothing.
Pike is gonna try to do something, and then she's gonna overrule him. Everybody's gonna rally to her side and say, "Oh, look, he's a white male. He's wrong."
Yep.
Good thing you listen to me, a woman of color.
Even though it's Star Trek and it should have nothing to do with it because we're all about equality and it's not it's like you have other species out there. It shouldn't even be about race and gender in the future, which is what Star Trek used
I like
to be.
Saru as the fucking captain. Fuck this show.
Saru's gonna get eaten by Saru. Saru's gonna get eaten by Giorgio. Yeah, how many? I'm like, is this that'd be hysterical though? She's looking at Saru.
Well, and that's a more
she's
like a captain because he's not your standard fucking captain.
Yeah,
he's not like willing to just jump into every little fucking thing to save everybody. He's gonna second guess everything. You know, he's gonna have a lot of his crew button heads with him a lot of time. That sounds like an interesting show. What we've gotten so far has been diddly shit in comparison to that. And that's just a quick idea off the top of my head that I'm sure I've said before, but still.
Yeah. I want to see Giorgio walking behind Saru and just sniff him. It's like said like just put some lemon squeeze lemon juice on him or whatever, you know.
That's something out of The Simpsons.
Guy to have as a captain because he's going to sense guys that are probably fucking with you before anybody else will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're like in negotiations or talking to somebody, he's going to get like his thing. He's going like they're lying about something. Something's not right, or you know. You're going to get a lot of moments like you could have played with this thing so much. And all what it took was to get, you don't even necessarily have to get rid of Mikey Spock. Just put her in the background. She don't have to be Mikey Spock anyway. That's the part that fucks everything up in the first place. Is you put it in this bubble where it's so small or in this box, as we always say, because you had to make her Spock's sister. So everything that happens is going to affect something else in the future or be affected by something in the future. Yeah. So stupid.
Like I said, yeah, Slytherin Peanut. A serial killer. I never thought of that, but she shows all the signs of a psychopath.
She is she's a sociopath. She's a willing to use fucking.
Yes, I'm always right. Everybody's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's every fucking Batman villain in one.
Kind of. And she's the main character, and they want us to root for this woman.
Except she's not as sexy as Catwoman. None of them. So,
like,
not even like fucking what's her face, the one that everybody hates.
Like
Halle Berry.
Oh, Halle Berry.
Yeah, like Doomcock says, how do you root for a character that you want to die? Really?
He's got a point.
Captain April, I'd like to ask.
She's gonna die, guys. Spoilers, she's gonna fucking die.
Well,
yeah, she'll be consumed by Spock. Her soul.
Her Katra.
She is Spock. Spock is Mikey Spock. You'll get it. You'll know what I'm saying. I'm not fucking stupid. I can figure this shit out. We figured out the first season. And now they're like scrambling to fix the second season. So we know exactly what they're going to try to do. They're going to levity it up just a little bit more. So it's a little bit more like Orville. They're going to try and make it more Star Trek-y. And to fix everything, they're going to do what we just said. You got Spock coming in. He's all fucked up. He's not Spock. He's not right. The only way we're going to be able to save him is by putting my Katra into him. So Sarek says, and then Mikey Spock's going to say, no, I owe you my life. Let me do this. Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm Mikey Spock and I can save the day. And then she's going to die after that, or she's going to go into a coma or whatever. And that's it. So fucking that's the end of the show. I guarantee you guys. Sorry.
Well, and then
if I'm wrong, I'll give you all fucking, I was wrong, but.
Well, and that's the other thing. They keep they insist one thing, like that they'll insist, oh, Spock's never going to be in this show. We'll never see the Enterprise. And then I go and pull up the article from last year where they say that, and I'm like, oh, so I thought we weren't supposed to have Spock. Akiva Goldsman right here said we were never supposed to have him.
The one that we cited in our video as well, yeah.
Yeah, and I show the articles right there, and and 9 times out of 10 I'm picking apart what the articles are saying. So because I know CBS can't do shit if I'm going after the articles.
And yes, I admit in our mini documentaries and especially in Andre's editorials, there is some what you would call what would you call it, Rob? There's some extrapolation there. There are times where we do say this and this were reported, and so this must be true, which generally is something we've heard.
We're connecting some dots, but but we're not trying to do it like we're not trying to film theoryfy it, where it's
not only that,
it's not impossible. We're trying to come up to the most logical conclusion.
we're not trying to tabloid it. We're not trying to make it out to be something. We're doing what we consider investigative reporting on it, you know, and to the point where I'm probably not even supposed to say this, but hopefully whoever told me is not going to get mad at me for saying, but there are people who are possibly within what you would call the big industry newspapers or news sites that are starting to look into this because of us. So this might not be the last of what you hear about. This might just be the beginning.
Well, look at how bad the big newspapers are, though, and the big like internet news, or not even internet. CNN spent like how many articles talking about Russian bots? You know, so
I'm not saying it's them. It's the internet site. But I'll just say this: that
Russian bots,
start hearing about it.
Russian bots are on the Russian bots. Russian bots, yes, Russian bots.
Well, and the other side of it is you have to remember that there's nobody there to protect this show anymore, really.
Yeah.
Moonves is gone.
The Moonves loyalists are gone. Alex Kurtzman has to answer to that guy I'm Yellow, I think it is, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's the other guy. There's the other guy. What was the other guy's name? I can't remember off the top of my head. The guy who replaced the Take Two guy, you know.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now. Damn it! I think it starts with a K.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring it up because it'll fuck up my link. So yeah.
So he has to answer to him. Alex Kurtzman's in a position. Yeah. Yeah. Alex Kurtzman's in a position now. Just keep working until you get fired. Really.
Just keep working. Just keep working.
He's in a He's in a position where he just
working. Picard is working.
So just approve everything we can. Just approve what we can, and hopefully we get into production. So that way we go. Oh well, you need me to oversee all these all these projects. You can't fire me yet, can you?
Okay, here's what speculatorily happened. I don't think that's a word, but fuck it. You guys know how much I love making up words. So this is what I think happened. You know, the one pitch shows that you always talk about, but they did one for Key and Peele where they did the Gremlins 2 pitch.
Yeah.
Which is where I think that, was it Screen Rant, whoever does it, stole the idea from. But this is how it happened. They're like, oh my God, they're freaking out. They're not watching the show. The fans are pissed. What do? Okay, let's get every Star Trek person we know who's even remotely into the show into this room. So they got every remotely close Star Trek person in the room to start throwing out ideas. And every single idea they threw out, they said, yes, we're going to do that. Yes, Picard, old Picard. Yes, we'll do that. Yes, a Star Trek funny show like the Orville, but it's a cartoon. Yes, we'll do that. You know, it's like all this shit's flying at them. It's like,
what if we do Star Trek, but it's like really young kids at Starfleet Academy and they don't know shit? And
I love it.
Make it like a tween romance.
Love it. CW it up. Do it. Let's go. You know, that's exactly what happened.
So what if we do like a supernatural Star Trek? It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but instead we have a sassy black chick.
Yeah, what if we do like a cartoon version of Star Trek? Only like what's that cartoon all the kids like? That Pickle Rick show? Let's get that guy.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Sit up his butt all the time, or that's South Park. Never mind.
So wait a minute. If Picard was the captain last time, and isn't he gonna be older now and not having an experience with new kids? No, it's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience.
I have all kinds of experience, especially with the ladies. Let me tell you, Counselor Troy is the one who needs some counseling after me.
What do they say? What does that fellow on Family Guy say? Googity?
Googity, goggity, goo. I'm going to put it in you.
So old Picard, are you looking forward to your return to television?
Yes, very much so. I've been fishing, and then I've hung out a lot of gay bars for some reason with that fellow who plays Gandalf. I don't know why I keep hanging out with him, but people say we're a cute couple, but we're not.
No. Oh, yes. All that flute practice comes in handy. Yes. So so old Picard, how is this Picard going to be different? Besides,
it's not gay if you're not the one doing it. That's what I'm told.
Oh. So are you looking forward to working with Alex Kurtzman?
Which one was that?
Was
that the spry fellow or the fat guy?
He's the young kid who's got spiky hair. Looks like he just fell off a
They all look the same to me. I just say, give me my money. What do you expect? I'm old. I just want to check. There's some tits in my face. That's all old men want.
Does all Picard wants is a Bromsky?
I want to go gamble and I want to see boobs. How difficult is that to understand?
Blackjack and hookers.
I've drawn the line and I will go no further. Put that in the script. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I don't think we've used that one before.
No, I don't think we have. Picard sounds winded. Well, he's old.
I'm old.
What do you expect? You can't do the things.
I'm 96 and a half years old. In dog years.
Captain Javier Picard, Xavier Picard, Carlos Javier, the X-Men. Hey Holmes, last time I took
any nacho chips.
Oh Lord, Council Troy.
Sometimes I want tacos and just touch someone's butt.
Yes. Oh, and that let me tell you, STD
one
Picard
has nothing to do with the other. It's just, tacos.
Tacos. So old Picard.
I have to eat soft tacos now, though.
So, what was your preference? Was it Beverly Crusher or was it Deanna Troi?
Deanna tried, and I crushed her. How does that sound?
Did Beverly Crusher? Did the curtains did the carpet match the drapes?
Well, there was none, but the stubble sure did. Prickly.
So she needed a waxing then, huh?
No, that's all right. I like them natural,
She was a natural
I'm
redhead.
French. I'm French, so I like them natural.
Why do you have a British accent if you're French?
Fuck you.
That's why.
That's why. Now go get me some Earl Grey tea hot.
Oh man, Picard.
Then that makes me have to lift my leg.
Yes,
that happens. I have to pee. And my helper, Data. Where is it? I need a Worf. Worf. Somebody help me pee.
Worf can have. Is Worf gonna have two dicks now?
Oh. Worf has two dicks.
Kush face or hair removal.
That's what the 25% difference is with Worf. The 25% difference of me is I'm not a captain and I'm fucking old. So
yeah, I put a meme up. I put a meme up on the Midnight's Edge group, of the cover of Abbey Road. So STD has to be 25% different legally. So it's just giving you an idea of what 25% looks like. And I probably should have cut one of them out of the picture, but I mean,
right, yeah, or put somebody else completely in there, like
somebody,
David Bowie or something, like I don't know, or somebody really bad actually.
Yeah, George John Ringo.
Yeah, well, Weird Al's not bad,
and
but that would have
Phil.
been a better one. Yeah, or Weird Al. There you go, something like that. Somebody who doesn't fit at all, obviously, to get the point across. And that's a great point. I'm so glad you did that because that is true. It's like, what would the Beatles be without one of them?
Yeah,
it's like it wouldn't have been the Beatles.
No. Would have been something else,
Maybe might have been Ringo, but no, just
might have. Kush, we have a website. We don't have a proper website, do we?
We do, but it's not up yet. We're working on it. Andre does have a domain, I think, or whatever you call it, but we haven't got it constructed yet.
This is my domain, and I protect those who come here, for I am Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle. Remember that Filmation cartoon? That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But probably now it's really lame.
Wow.
So anyway, So anyway,
Random is
actually,
going to do a show here, I thought, here soon. So when we're done here, check her channel out. Run over there after we're done.
but anyway, I want to. Yeah, it is you. But anyway, I wanted to Can I just say something? I just saw, like I said, I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark again this weekend, and I said, how are they going to fuck this up? And actually, I was reading earlier today that from a few days ago, Disney wants to try to insert Indiana Jones into its theme parks more.
Well, were they the ones that already had the Indiana Jones deal?
Yeah, they have the Indiana Jones ride, but they almost
stunt show or whatever.
The Indiana Jones stunt show, but they're thinking of having either Indiana Jones Land or doing like a Brazil or India themed park, and they want to have Indiana Jones and more integrated into it. And
full disclosure, I've never been to anything bigger than a county fair or something in Wisconsin Dells, so I've never been to like a real true theme park. But I would be like totally on board with like being able to go down in the caverns of like fucking the Temple of Doom and hop in a coal cart or whatever you call them. And
it would probably be a motion ride though, or maybe
either way, but it would still be fun.
Coaster.
And to be able to just like kind of go down into the catacomb kind of thing, and then then you could segue into the third film maybe, and then at some point you get chased by a boulder. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it would be kind of fun. But I can't help but keep thinking like Kathleen Kennedy's gonna fuck something up. I really do. Really do. Because she has no, like I said, because she's not a creative person.
At this point, this movie is barely going to be started by the time she's gone.
Oh yeah. And I keep thinking that they're going to hand it off to J.J. Abrams. I really do.
Probably.
JJ, you fixed.
I thought he was directing it, but
yeah. Well, J.J. Abrams might come along as a producer. You never know. Of some kind of.
If he heads up Lucasfilm, yeah, that's very true.
Do you think J.J. Abrams is going to take over for Kathleen Kennedy?
No.
The odds are astronomical now if Disney pops the money. Because what's the biggest franchise you could have right now, and what does he want? He wants synergy across the board. There's only very few franchises that have synergy across the board, and he ain't getting Marvel.
No.
And I don't think he has an interest in Marvel. So I think Star Wars is really going to be his bread and butter. I think he's full of shit, just like Khan and everything else, like I said the other day, to where I really do think if Disney ponies up the money to keep him there and keep him happy, he will be the head of Lucasfilm, I bet.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, because there's nobody else that even remotely is interested in the job.
And if not, they'll just give him his own production company, and he'll still produce the Star Wars movies, at least. I don't know if he'll be he might be involved in Indy, but otherwise he's going to want to come up with some other things he wants to play with. And I think with the stuff that we brought up the other day that Fox has to offer, I think that's the best bet for him. Warner Brothers is the second choice I would think that's going to pick him up. And if that's the case, then I have no idea who's going to take over Star Wars. Maybe Jon Favreau. Maybe they'll find somebody who kind of just de facto runs it, but then let Dave Filoni kind of make most of the decisions.
Well, that's the thing. Dave Filoni is like the popular, like the fans want Dave Filoni, but does Dave Filoni want to step up?
Oh, and that's still kind of an iffy thing. He's that new show that's on right now, I guess, isn't doing that well, or at least with the fans anyway.
Yeah.
Captain April brings up a good point. JJ is a Star Wars fanboy. It's the only place where his dubious skill set actually works. Yeah. JJ owns Bad Robot.
They let it slip that it's a course correction. So they are doing exactly what Rob pointed out. Like we said, they are bringing JJ in to fix this shit. And regardless of what we feel and what you listeners out there feel, they only see JJ as the one who made the hit.
Mm-hmm. You're only as good as your last at bat.
Yep.
And not just that, he's the only one who's made Star Trek hits.
Mm-hmm.
Super 8 was a hit. Pretty much every damn thing that he's made has been a hit.
Oh, the Cloverfield movies.
Movies are huge money makers.
Hey, my movie was a hit too. Fuck you guys.
Oh God, it's Ryan Johnson. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, you guys, you didn't get your head hits. I had a hit, okay? And Looper was a great film, okay?
Yeah.
So fuck you guys.
Yeah, Looper. Yeah. Like nobody's ever done that kind of story before. No.
I revolutionized time travel. I subverted expectation.
You do better, Ryan Johnson than I
You
do.
go ahead and be JJ. Yeah. JJ is a snarly little shit.
JJ's a snarly little shit.
Mystery box.
Mystery box. Yeah.
I
Mystery
started
box.
mystery box. All right, I did. I fucked your mystery box.
What
How
if
do you
you
like
don't
them
like-
apples?
Yes,
you don't like
yes,
mystery
Ryan.
boxes?
Yes, Ryan. You sure did fuck my mystery box.
What about that, Miss Kennedy?
Oh, I let it slip, didn't I?
Ugh.
You're not as gay as I thought you were, Ryan.
No comment.
were you gonna
Oh,
say?
Ryan. Oh, Ryan.
Yes, Miss Kennedy.
You and JJ will have to come over tomorrow night. I really want you to work on back-to-back sequels, if you know what I mean.
But isn't his nose kind of like a dick anyway? So can't you just kind of work that out somehow?
Yes, it'll be a trilogy.
No, without me. I'll take care of my trilogy. You deal with him, kind of thing.
All right. Okay. We have to go over Miss Kennedy's again. Oh God. I can't believe this. Mystery box.
What if you don't like mystery boxes?
No. I'm sure my milkshake will make all the boys come to the yard.
There's no mystery about it, just cobwebs.
Yeah, didn't that milk expire
Yes.
like 30 or 40 years ago, Kathy?
Lots of dust.
You are a misogynist, young lady.
Yeah.
You are a misogynist, and I will not abide this. I am very popular. I am at the forefront of the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you know that the force is female?
Well, if you have something, if you insist that the force is female and the future is female,
Yes.
then the
Yes, it
population will
is.
die out in about a couple generations. So
No, yes.
He's forcing it to be female.
It will be nothing but us women running things, and it will be the whole planet will be lousy with lesbians, won't it be? Oh, because we'll have no other choice. Who needs men? I mean, we have all the women could use AAA to get their tires changed. Oh, but that's run by men, isn't it? Oh.
AAA tires, AAA batteries. Yeah, we get it. I think I have to talk to you, JJ.
Oh,
Do I still have my trilogy, JJ?
I think so, Ryan. I think you still have your trilogy.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Miss Kennedy,
Yes, I-
suck my balls.
suck your balls. My husband Frank usually takes care of that. Actually, right, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I saw produced by Frank Marshall, Mr. Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's a part of a lot of that shit too.
Oh yeah.
He
Gosh,
did
TikTok.
Congo, and didn't he direct? Didn't he direct Howard the Duck, or was it somebody else?
I don't know. Frankie, did you direct Howard the Duck?
No.
Speaking of who needs men, anyone watching season 6 of House of Cards now? Who needs men? I remember who needs it was last time I heard that I was on Pornhub watching Barbara Dare in Where the Boys Aren't. Last time, that's where I heard that last time.
Oh, Pornhub. Are you endorsing Pornhub now?
No, this is not an official endorsement of Pornhub, but if it was, it would be a damn good one.
Man.
Orion.
Ryan Johnson
Oh.
left. He's got his
Ryan
mouth full of
Johnson.
Kathleen
Ooh.
Kennedy's balls.
Ooh, yes. Who's got my balls are in Ryan Johnson's mouth. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't. He directed when it actually comes to actual movies, Arachnophobia, Alive, Congo, 8 Below, which
Alive
is
Alive wasn't bad.
no, neither was Arachnophobia. Congo, I actually have it's like one so bad it's good movies. 8 Below is that one with the dogs and Cuba Gooding Jr. And that's it. Otherwise, it's been television or shorts, like the Tummy Trouble and Roller Coaster Rabbit shorts. He was the live action section director.
Stephanie Page, my thoughts on Ryan Johnson can be summed up with one finger, and I leave it up to Rob to guess which one. Ooh, which finger? Ryan. Ryan, can you show me that finger?
What, my thumb up your butt?
Ooh, Ryan, you are a naughty boy, weren't you? It's a good thing I gave you that trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Gosh, that's a good Charles Nelson Riley.
I gotta go tweet.
Charles Nelson Riley.
I'm busy tweeting. Leave me the fuck alone. God.
Ooh, yes, Ryan, it's good of you to defend the Star Wars brand on
I'm busy
on
working.
social media. Yes.
I gotta go on the Twitter all the time, and you guys just don't get it.
No, they don't get it. They don't get it at all, do they?
I'm fighting for the bigger picture here. My movie makes sense.
Ooh, yes, it does.
Your
Ryan.
shit
Yes,
don't make no sense. My movie makes sense because it diverted expectations. That word you guys keep saying that I don't give a fuck about, because all I know is I got my damn trilogy, okay? I don't care about Luke Skywalker. You think I give a shit about Luke Skywalker? Luke Skywalker's lame. He's a pussy whiny baby boy from a farmer. He's a farmer. He's a hick, okay? I don't care about him. And I don't care about Han Solo either. Who cares about Han Solo, right? I don't give a shit. You know who I care about? Princess Leia. Why? Because she's a princess and she's got power and money. And that's all that matters, okay? So fuck you and fuck you and fuck you.
Ooh, Ryan is talking dirty again.
Right, Kennedy. It's all about the women's.
Yes, it is. It's all about the women's, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is.
Whammons. What if you don't respect
wait.
women?
I totally respect women.
Yes, yes. Ryan, you know what my favorite part of the new trilogy is? When Rey was asked, how did you do that? And she said, I don't know. Why should there be a reason she could do anything? She can just do it, can she? That's empowerment, isn't it?
Yeah, empowerment. I'm tweeting. Shut up. Kennedy, can you go get me a Wii and PS4 and a big 4K TV? I need, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption is full of toxic masculinity, Ryan.
I know. I want to be able to bash it online, so go get it so I can play it.
Oh, well, that's totally different then, isn't it?
All right. Jesus.
Yes, I can get you that because you'll be saying how horrible toxic masculinity is. Oh.
That's right, Miss Kennedy.
Yes. Oh Lord. Oh, thank you, every 76 people who stuck with us right now.
None of this crap.
Us doing the voices, we know how much you guys love it. You love it.
Stephanie Little Page, Rob, have you been smoking something? No. I
Oh wow, Rob, man, what you been smoking, man?
Yeah, man, I got this stick of Thai weed, man.
What's Thai weed, man?
Oh, Thai weed, that Thai weed that goes from Thailand, man. It's the good stuff, It's the real good stuff. We got the good stuff. You're gonna smoke it on nice
stick.
Yeah, the Thai stick, man. Yeah, you gotta smoke it, light it up, smoke the Thai stick, drink the tea. Get the little magic dust.
Oh wow, man! I just smoked joint like this one here, man. Hang on.
Yeah, man.
Ugh. This is what I call a 5-pounder, man. Here, take a toke off that, man.
5-pounder, man. Ooh, man, everything's so green.
Yeah, it's called like OG Skywalker, I think.
OG Skywalker, man. Oh yeah, man. This is what they used to make the Force, man.
It's female now.
Yeah, so the joint's a woman?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Haven't you ever said smoking this is a real bitch, man? That's what we mean.
Yeah, man. And it sucks. You're sucking it, man.
And now the tale.
No sense, man.
Santa Claus and his old lady.
I object.
What do man? You ain't man. Save it. You got to go to court next week. Save that, man.
Well, no, what I just said, I object because I'm what? Court. I don't want to go to court, man.
Yeah, man. You got to go to court, man.
No, man. Why do I got to go to court, man?
Man, you got that parking ticket last week.
Oh, right, man.
Yeah, you can. I don't think you can plead insanity for that one.
Yeah, but what are they going to do about the fountain?
Oh man, yeah, you took a leak in the fountain, man. That was man. I ain't never seen a fountain turn that shade of yellow before.
Well, I don't drink a lot of water, man. Only bong water.
Yeah, you get dehydrated with that, man.
No, I only do that on Tuesday nights when my mom's not home.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah, because when she's home, she bitches because I use her good lotion.
Oh, man.
No.
Remind me not to come over your mom's house when you're home on Tuesdays.
Man, it stings.
Oh man, you need to go see a doctor.
It's got alcohol or something in it, man. I don't like it, man.
I'm just a love machine. I'm just a love machine.
My mom's got that nice, expensive stuff. It's called like KY. I don't know what it stands for, but that works pretty good, man.
KY. Oh, hey man, it's like you say that, man. When someone wants to say when you go somewhere but you don't want to go, and you say, "Hey, let's go to the movies." Oh, you say KY, man. KY, why? KY, you want to go to movies? KY, you want to go downtown? I don't know why.
What? We're gonna go to the movies, man?
Yeah, man. We go to KY. Yeah, the KY. You say, but you say KY. Hey, KY.
Why?
Hey, man. Let's go to the taco stand. KY. I'm not hungry.
I want tacos, man.
Oh man, check it. the Mexmen, the mariachi Mexmen theme. Yeah. Actually, where's the guy with the trumpet? Yeah. I was working on that. I was trying to layer that.
Yeah, you need to get like a guitar over it, like a classical guitar over it going. Better yet, even find like an accordion.
So let me put this in the link. This guy's actually pretty cool though. Just a taste.
Demon Reflections.
Yeah, so
Sean remake with us. I don't know about that. I'd look.
Yeah,
like
there it
the guy
is.
Who ate Sean?
Rob, after all that, I want you to do our marriage ceremony. It won't be dull. That's for damn sure. Well, but I'm not a minister of the peace though. I'm not a.
Yeah, but you can do that over the internet, man.
I can.
Yeah, you can just get ordained online.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
no shit. Like my cousin did it. Yeah, real easy. Yeah.
Hey, check it out, Holmes. We got this guy here, this really groovy dude. We got this really groovy chick, man. You take each other to be dude and chick? All right, man. Okay. Now we're going to have the orgy. No, we don't go to... No, man. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong wedding, man. Okay. Yeah, man. Check it out, man. Okay.
I think it's the Church of Light or some sort of Church of Eternal Light or some. I have no idea. There is a church you can just go online and pay like $20 and get ordained.
Yeah, I just okay. But there's I do have some ground rules. There's no way I would be marrying anybody naked in the woods. So that's yeah. I draw the line at nudity. Well, depends who it is though. We talking about like Pamela Anderson's ceremony. Okay, maybe I'm a little more lenient on that. Barry White was ordained into the Church of Elvis on New Adventures of Superman.
Welcome to the ceremony.
Hey man, check it out, man. This really groovy dude, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
It's almost time for that. It's almost time for that. Hey man. Hey man, check it out, man. Oh, I'll tell you about the story about Santa Claus. Hey, once upon a time, about 5 years ago, there was this really groovy dude named Santa Claus. He lived in a project with his old lady. Church of the Fonz from Family Guy, yes. Now sit on it.
Now, do you take this little chickadee to be your awfully lovely wedded wife? Yes, I said awfully, not lawfully.
You take this man to be your king. You take this woman to be your queen. I'll pronounce you king and queen. Thank you very much.
You can do it now, legally.
You can do it now, legally. Oh God. So anyway, while we're on, Random, are you still playing Red Dead Redemption?
I haven't had time.
Okay,
I got to
I-
chapter 2.
I'm on
Yeah,
I got
chapter
to
2.
chapter 2.
I'm in chapter 2. I have not progressed hardly at all since chapter 2.
yeah.
Well, I actually had like a day off
Yes, I-
yesterday, but I was like, what the fuck do I do?
I've been packing
I
with my
cleaned, I
time off.
slept.
So. Yeah.
And I played Red Dead Redemption. I played a
Mr.
little
Horsey.
Saturday night too. That was my Saturday night. So
Yeah, I think Saturday night for me was
finally got to
packing.
play it.
No, I think I made a video yesterday, Sunday. I made my Doctor Who reviews, and that's the other bit of news that came out. Now they're trying to make a black Batman.
Well, that's just CBR trying just
Yep.
being clickbaity.
Yep.
CBR hates its audience. It does, doesn't it? I mean, it's just all. I mean, look who they got right. It's just all. Should I name names? Who write for CBR? Guys like Arthur Chu, the Asian guy who won on Jeopardy a few years ago. Everybody hated him. It's just like, Arthur Chu, Donna Dickens, like all the usual suspects write for CBR, and it's just like they don't listen. Shut up. That's all I got to say. Shut up. Shut up. I'm tired of you people. I really am. I'm tired of CBR. There might have been a time where they actually did something pretty decent, but when they started banging the drum, Miles Morales should be the next Spider-Man. Peter Parker they should cast a black guy as Peter Parker. Idris Elba should play everything. Shut the fuck up, okay? Just shut up. CBR's tabloid. It's been one for decades. When did it become respectable? I don't know. I just discovered them not that long ago.
I don't know what the hell their deal is. I don't know what's up with them. I think they just want clickbait stuff. They just want to outrage people and B, appeal to like the woke demographic of people. I don't know.
Trying to choose your audience.
Yeah.
Maya Busta, whatever. I thought Arthur Chu had better things to do with his life. Arthur Chu, from what I read, Arthur Chu is like one of the worst moral grandstanding, virtual signaling assholes out there. I don't know the man personally, but I've read what he writes. It's not good. It's not good. I'm saying this one. I could do. I'd prefer to see a Mexican Batman. Yeah. At least the car would be cooler.
All right, I suppose. I know Mecca wanted to go live here. I know we were going a lot longer than we wanted to.
Check it out, man. I put like chrome twice pipes on the Batmobile, man. Check it out. This is so cool, man.
Man. But we got to talk, Cheech, man. I'm not wearing no tights, man.
Oh, man. Let's go
I'll
put a
do
damper
the
on.
vest. I'll do the mask, but I'm not doing the tights, man. No way. And the booties, they got to go.
Oh, that's cool, man.
All right, then I'll be Robin. That's
Kush says he was just trying to get me to do the voice again.
Can I smoke a bowl while we roll? No.
We're gonna take the Batmobile. We're gonna cruise up and down Busher Boulevard. We're gonna go down the Van Nuys, man. And it's just like just me driving real slow, just to cool it. We're gonna be playing the tunes.
Show him your Batman voice.
Oh, I am the Batman. Is that close enough to the Batman voice?
No, it's a lot deeper, man.
I am the Batman. I am the Batman. I am the Batman. I am the Batman.
I
am the Batman.
Lower.
I am the Batman.
Try it again.
I am the Batman.
Dude is Mickey Mouse, man.
I am the Batman.
No,
man, I can do Mickey Mouse. I am the Batman.
Yeah. No, man, not Mighty Mouse, man. Mickey Mouse. Or wait. Try the first way again, man. That was the best.
I am the Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, I am
That'll work.
I am the Batman. I am the Batman. Look at me. I am the Batman. Oh,
I am the boy wondering why you're with a boy.
Oh, man. Batman ain't into no gay shit, man. Maybe, man.
Yeah, but I'm not supposed to be a little kid, man.
Batman,
that ain't right, man.
Man, Batman. No, man.
no way a grown man with as much money and stuff should be running around with a little kid, man.
Batman ain't no money going,
In
man.
a car at night. In a car at night, dressed like they're going to a gay bar.
I give you a picture of like the
Proctor?
66. See pictures. I can picture the 66 Batmobile lowered
And
to
Rob,
the
you can write that down for your comedy bit.
what? Batman
I love Batman, don't get me wrong, but what is it that just strikes me wrong about a man driving at night with a kid in his car who looks like they're both dressed to go to a gay bar? And if you don't believe me, think about it for a minute.
Think about it for a minute. I feel like I picture the Batmobile lowered to the ground. Just like, he's driving, hey Holmes, check it out, man. He's got those big speakers. Got big speakers out the back. Big speakers. Hey Holmes. Oh, my friends at the road lighter. Oh, I'm just a love my
Man, what happened to the booster, man? Oh man, no, I had to put some speakers back there, man.
I had to put the speakers back, man.
And my woofer spit right in there, right, just right.
Yeah, man, check it out, man.
Oh wow, man, that's pretty cool.
Is that still a thing? Is that still a thing? Putting big stereo
Bass
system
cannons and shit.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
I don't know. Probably well, yeah, in rural areas like where I'm from, yeah.
It used to be big. It used to be a big thing. People put stereos in the car. Now the stock stereo is pretty good.
Yeah, they've gotten to a point where they've caught up, and not only that, half the time you have to do so much damage to get them out and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Random wants to go live. Random, tell her where you can find you.
Well, she's doing a show here, and we done her
No. Well, I set up my stream and then I went to like link my thing and like, oh crap, MEAD also did. So I set mine back like an hour and a half. So yeah, it's over on Mecha Random 42. I can link you guys that real quick in the chat. If you guys do want to stream hop, I would really appreciate it. If you guys want to see what I look like on camera, that's the way to do it. Not that you can't see a picture of me anyway over here, but yeah. That's where you find me.
All right.
I think
Tom. That's the
Tom.
right one.
You can find me here at Midnight's Edge After Dark and always over at Midnight's Edge behind the scenes if not. And of course, the same places you can find Mr. Robo Shlomo. Isn't that correct,
Yeah,
sir?
I'm writing on that bit. I'm writing on that bit as we speak.
You should have a book full of them by now, man.
Yeah, I do. I have the pad
All
of
the ones
comedy.
I gave you already.
The kid at
I
night.
just can't do the shit live. I don't know. There's no place for me to do it anyway if I wanted to. So
And then
I
my
might as well give it all.
freaking pen don't work.
You're in front of a computer, man. Type it out.
Yeah, I know. You have a computer.
You could tell the difference between our ages. Like, you know, it's like not me and Rob, but I mean compared to kids nowadays compared to us, because I'd be doing the same fucking thing. I'd be sitting here, where's my pen? I'm okay, hang on. I'm writing this on a little card with a marker, so I gotta do it on both sides. You know, like, that'd be me too. That's
Just
why
type in your browser or something.
I know. Yeah.
Just I write them all in the notepad to keep them all together.
This one's not that hard to remember anyway. So.
Yeah, but the pen is I got a drawer full of, I bought a bunch of big ballpoint pens, but now they've been sitting in the drawer and they've kind of dried up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn it, they're brand new pens too.
I have a pen with a porg on it. What? They're cute. People give me crap for liking porgs. I think they're adorable. Even though Last Jedi really sucked, but yeah.
I almost bought a porg, but I changed my mind.
Oh, they're cute.
The Disney store had a on sale, like for a really cheap price. So I got Elliot, I got Baby Kermit.
I love Batman, but what is a grown man doing with a kid at night in a car, just like they're going to a gay bar? Think about it for a minute.
There you go. Real easy, quick, simple. It's a good start one too. Yeah,
it's a good setup. Yeah.
I'm a nerd. I love nerdy shit, and that's my job kind of during the day. That's my day job or whatever, you know. But
So anyway, check out the main channel. Check out the new Star Trek video. And check out Patreon. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month on Patreon.
That's correct, sir.
You get all kinds of bonuses, uncut audio. You get you get yes, lost episodes. Yes, deleted scenes, uncut audio. I said that already. Behind the edge, making of videos,
Early
bloopers,
version.
outtakes, lost episodes, and more. Behind the edge, you find out how Midnight's Edge came to be. As I said, if you don't have the means to support us on Patreon, click subscribe, share with all your friends. Click subscribe, share with all your friends. Click the bell icons on the main channel and this channel, and share the hell out of these videos because we cannot do this without you. Go check out Captain Robert April's channel. Go subscribe there. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers so he can be remonetized. Stream hop over to Mecca's channel. Go to Overlord DVD. He has a new video. Says some very kind things about us, and which is a good thing. That we don't piss him off. Otherwise, he'll blast us into 1,000 atoms.
Oblivion. I don't know where that is, but I'm sure it's by Cleveland, and I don't want to go there.
No, me neither. Yeah. So check out Gary Beekler over on Nerdrotic channel. Check out Susan Layton, 1428 Elm.
Yep.
Is that?
And we got
I got it right this time.
Goddesses of Gore coming up Wednesday, I believe, and I don't know what we got in store, but yeah. And like I said, check out Mecha Random's channel here, and we got to say about the Patreon. I know things have been a little light over there lately. We apologize. Andre's been wrapped up with both work and his family life. I've been working hard trying to put as many early videos as I can up for you guys there, but I do know he has a behind the edge video coming up, and we've got some other stuff coming up for you. So please be patient and stay tuned. We're working on it. So, and the Blu-rays are on their way too for the few people out there who got those coming. So they're coming. I swear to God.
Phrasing.
Well, Andre's got to finish he wants to do like an update video for a special feature, and I got to do my review yet. We got Doomcock's review. I got your original review. I don't know if you want to do a retrospective review. And so, yeah, we're still putting together special features and stuff. So
what am I retrospecting?
Fantastic Four is the first one we're doing.
Oh, okay. Oh, you mean I have to actually watch it?
You don't have to. I just
review the
putting it
trailer
out there. Basically, once Andre gives me his video, it's whatever's not done by then.
I don't hate myself enough to watch Fantastic Four. So I probably should at some point though, because it's just horrendous. It's almost like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of superhero movies at this point. But anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us.
Are you talking about the original Fantastic Four, or are you talking about F4?
Fan Four Stick?
Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, don't compare that to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
Don't.
The Roger Corman version?
Just fucking don't.
Okay.
Just fucking with you, man. But don't.
That's the Ishtar of superhero movies.
There you go.
I guess.
Thank you. Yes, more like it. Even Ishtar is better than that, man. At least Ishtar is half watchable.
Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Everybody, any parting words?
Me or Mecca?
Anybody?
Banana peel.
Global isolation.
Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you for the chat for hanging out with us. Thank you for the super chats, and we will catch you next time.
If there is a next time.